let me know.
We're live.
What's going on, Ridge Runner Nation? This is our brand new live show that we just decided to whip up. Whoa.
How's it going?
Someone's got some audio on.
We got some audio.
Good.
Who's that? Awesome. So we got 5 people here. We got obviously John and I, the rundown hosts, and we're joined by Michael Owen, Nick Voss, and Travis Zipfel today. They decided to be the lucky 3 guests that get to be on our first live show. So thanks for coming out, guys.
Good to be here.
So basically,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, so basically this show is designed to connect Ridge Runner Nation members together. The Rundown does a great job of like keeping you up to date with what's going on around the nation, but we thought that to connect you guys better and for us to connect with you guys, that we should have this live show to kind of come together on a regular basis and do that. So I'll also have the guests introduce themselves. So Michael, obviously Ridge Runner Nation members know you a little bit. You can start with your introduction.
This is Michael Owen, the Baster host. And down here in Pomeroy, Ohio, from my house, live. This is awesome.
All right. Travis, do you want to go next with your guest up there?
Yeah, this is Travis Zipfel, coming to you from Columbus, Ohio. You'll probably see Stella jump in here every once in a while. I'm the second faster never host.
You're Ohio's Ultra Runner of the Year in 2019, I believe, 2018. So,
Yeah, first ever.
First ever, yes.
It's a great honor.
Nick.
Yeah, Nick Voss here. I'm coming from Denver, Colorado, but spent my first 30 years over there in Ohio. So strong East Coast influence.
Wait, you're in Colorado right now? We got to get you out of here.
I'm
East Coast.
Yeah.
Who invited you? That's awesome. Well, we just want to remind Ridge Runner Nation that you guys can submit questions in the chat. John and I will be checking that out throughout the episode and whatnot. John, do you see who's in here right now?
Yeah.
Got some names.
Oh, look, there's Michael. Hey, Michael, you're in the chat too.
I am in the chat. Just
Seeing Sam in there. Awesome. So, guys, we need some help creating a name for this show. John kind of was thinking Ridge Runners Live because that's kind of what he was thinking. I think it's a little boring. I think we need to spice it up. So what do you guys think for a name for this thing we're trying to do here?
If you think of one, put it down there, and if not, just let us know.
Michael, you had some crazy thoughts here.
I got to pull up my text messages to see if I can remember what I sent out. I think we should be like the like the DNF club or something.
I don't know.
Sounds appropriate.
I mean, we've all DNF'd a few times in our life, right?
Well, has John DNF?
Yeah, I don't think
No,
John has,
not yet.
right?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, can't be the DNF club there.
I finished slow, but I haven't DNF'd yet.
Dang it. Well, you can easily do that like next week.
Travis, you've done DNF'd.
I might have the most here.
Travis will give John a couple.
Well, one thing I'm not going to DNF is this beer.
Yeah, what are you drinking there?
This is a New Image Brewing Vermont style double IPA. Hoppy hazy smooth.
Very nice.
Sure, that's real tasty, Nick.
Yeah, I'm also drinking here with a North High Brewing Company Rise IPA. Pretty good.
I'm eating cinnamon and sugar waffles.
I've got some, I think it's Genesee. I'm not even sure here. But
What?
That's Genesee, Wes.
He never left college.
Yeah, it does. It's like the Keystone Light.
Affectionately called Jenny.
Philadelphia. I've never had it before a couple days ago. So it's good. It's good. It gets the job done.
And you well out there in Philly.
Exactly.
Cool.
All right, guys. So let's start off with a question that I get once a week, and I know Michael probably gets it a couple times too. So let's start off. Let's talk about why Michael Owen decided to leave the rundown.
Dang.
Michael, if you want to kind of go into the big fight that you and John had, the fist fights and all that.
Yeah, we broke stuff in the store at OVRC. We're not on the street there anymore. JB won't let us in.
If you want to like go through that.
Well, Wesley just kept wanting the show to get more and more serious, and I thought it should be more humorous, and so we just had to throw down, and that was the end of it.
It was over a dance move, right?
Yeah, I didn't. Well, I thought you were putting Baker Mayfield on the show too much, and I absolutely hate Baker Mayfield, and so it's like I just had to leave the show.
Wasn't the pickle? The pickle wasn't the last straw for you?
The what?
The pickle? That singing pickle thingy he had?
I forgot about that.
That yodeling pickle is going to be making a return here pretty soon, so stay on the lookout for that. But,
it's a couple states away, so I'm okay with that. But no, I mean, the real reason I'm not a daily or a weekly host anymore is everyone was kind of moving away, and so time and proximity to you guys was making it a little harder, and just the timing was rough on my schedule. So sad to not be on the weekly rundown anymore, but it's fun to be here tonight.
Definitely, and that's kind of like what this kind of encapsulated. Like gets a different people on the show. It's a 1 hour time commitment. Different Ridge Runner Nation members can come on the show weekly and connect with everyone. So it's a less time commitment from everyone, kind of. Compared to the weekly show, which we had to film at a certain time and do that. The weekly show is not going anywhere. It's a little late this week, but it'll be up for tomorrow, I believe. So this show's in addition to the rundown.
Sweet. What's you got any can you tell us what's on the show? Anything exciting?
That's a good question. There's a rant. The Philly Marathon was kind of shocking. I don't know if people caught up with that. A lot of pretty good stuff. We didn't get into Western States result lottery on the show, which I'm kind of bummed about. I don't know where my mind was, but I know Nick had some thoughts on that. Do you want to talk a little bit about the Western States lottery results and like what you thought like Ohio did and space like East Coast in general?
Yeah, sure. So I think number one, the biggest thing that people have been talking about in terms of controversy or chatter about the Western States lottery is just the way that the numbers are increasing. And Joe Yuhan had a great article that Michael shared, just talking about how they've got a big math problem happening where it's basically not going to be true anymore if you keep applying that you will get in someday. As these numbers keep going up, that's just not going to be true. I mean, we saw, I think, 5,000-ish last year and 6,600 this year, and it's just going up and up and up. In terms of the actual results, I think there were only 4 from Ohio, and they were all men, unfortunately, so not really equally represented in terms of gender there. But just super low numbers, and I don't remember the exact number, but 60-some from California. I mean, I know they got a big population discrepancy there, but we got to get more from Ohio.
Yeah, I agree completely. And for those of you that don't know Nick too well, Nick is like the Skip Bayless of ultra running. I mean, he is like the analyst to
I take offense to that.
Yeah, that's not a good
Skip Bayless.
I know. I just had to say his name, but I mean, he knows a lot about ultra running. He keeps up to date with it more than anyone. If I ever question, he's definitely the go-to reference. So he's on the show a lot.
He's the Tim Kirkchen. How about that? You guys know Tim Kirkchen.
Yeah, I'll take that. All
right. Cool. He's a baseball guy, Wes. I know you're not a ball sport guy, but he's baseball.
Okay, I got you.
Hey, you got brought up today when Mike and I were talking about Hellgate this weekend. We were like, what time were we supposed to be there? I was like, man, if only Nick was running this, he would have told us. But to go back to the Western States part, I think that, you even look at Mike, who ran it last year, as it was growing in popularity, even when you started entering, and it still took you 7 years just to get in. Somebody who's starting fresh right now, with the amount of tickets that are going to be in by the time, that they're rolling around, it's going to be tenfold what you would have seen when your ticket got drawn at 7 years. I mean, they do have a numbers problem, which is true. I also, but on that same note, I listened to something that AJW said earlier, actually, and he was saying, at the end of the day, it's just a race. And he said there's tons of other good races out there, and you shouldn't base your whole season, career. Obviously it's a lifetime dream for a lot of people to get into that race, but put it on the back burner. It doesn't need to be the A race. If you get in, you get to run it, you get to have fun. But if you're not elite, you're probably not going to win it. So just register as long as you do. Hopefully someday you'll get in and enjoy the sport while you have it. There's tons of other great races out there.
Yeah, but it's easy for AJW to say that. He's ran the race
Yeah.
10 times, and there's other people that's ran the race 20 times. So obviously it's really easy for someone like him to say that. Like, what if I wasn't?
Can you disagree with what he said? I mean, yes, it's a historic race.
Same for me. I mean, I'm not gonna fret about it anymore. It's like I got my chance, but yeah. Did I lose my connection?
No.
It's hard to disagree with what he said. I mean, just enjoy what you're doing, keep racing, and have fun at other races. And eventually, someday, hopefully, you'll get your chance to run this historic race. I mean, yes, it's different coming from him, but it should have been around 30 years ago.
True.
Is there a better way to manage the lottery system? Is there a better way to make it sure it's got a well-rounded group of people, or because there's a certain limit number, they can only have so many people do that race. That course can't hold 10,000 people. It's just not possible. But is there a way to do the lottery better, or is there a way to do, if they've ever considered doing another race, a multiple during the year?
Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just a numbers issue. For 369 spots, that many thousands, and it's quickly going to be probably 10,000 maybe in the next 2 or 3 years. I mean, I thought about that too, have a fall or a winter Western States or something like that. But from the history standpoint, people are still going to want to do the fourth Saturday in June or the third Saturday in June or whatever it is. That's the one people are going to want to do. But I mean, hey, I agree with what Travis was saying, echoing AJW's sentiment was, look, there are a lot of hundreds out there. If you like doing hundreds, there's a lot of them for you to do. Just go to that Run Hundreds page, and it goes up by 10% every year, it seems like, in the number of hundreds that are out there. And I'd love to see some of the more historical races become essentially other Western States type races, things like Angeles Crest and Cascade Crest and all those, super historical races.
And even on the West
getting
Coast,
more
you got Old
notoriety.
Dominion.
Brian
on the
Poland
East
says to
Coast,
skip it.
Yeah.
Or even
Mohican.
Mohican's a very historical race too, 24 or 5 years now. So,
but even over the last 5 years, I feel like Mohican participation has been dwindling. And I think some of that is because, so many new races have been opening up. You get your 20 races a year that sell out or that are lottery. And then you have a whole bunch of other 100-milers that are just fighting for participants.
Yeah, but let's be honest here. Mohican does a crappy job at getting people at their race.
They don't advertise it as well. That they try to sell the bike race. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, they're not year round. That's the problem. They start marketing right around when they start marketing the bike race. So,
I mean, they share a website with a bike race. It's just like a little tab. It's just a 100-mile race.
But then also part of that numbers issue with Western, to get back to that, is it's limited to how many people are even allowed. I mean, if they want to keep that course, I know we chatted about this a little while back, but that 369 is a grandfathered number for just to ensure that a short segment of that race doesn't change. So if you were to add on another race, where do you change it up and you just say it's a different series or segment of that race, or do you feel like it dilutes the original race by adding a different season of that race?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the problem. Like, I think if they started a race, it'd just be like all the other new 100-milers. Just maybe managed by the Western States people, but I don't think it would have any type of draw to it, unless it. No, I don't think so. I don't know.
Think of all the 50-milers, 50Ks, 100Ks that run through that same area that Western States is, though. Yeah. I mean, there's so many of the segments that on that actual course that are in probably 15 other races, if not way more. Little ones that we don't even know about.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, but they're not popular worldwide,
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, Shane Early just popped in the chat and wanted us to kind of transition into our next topic, and that's where we're going next is the Bailey's Trail System and the vote yesterday that took place. It's kind of big news for Southeast Ohio and the continuation of growing trails in the community. So, Michael, do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, definitely. I can kind of give a rundown of that. So if no one's heard about the Bailey's Trail System project, it's a tract of land in the Wayne National Forest, which is just about 10 miles north of Athens, Ohio. And I forget the acreage of this tract of land, but it's within the Wayne National Forest. And like 20 years ago, before like mountain biking was a huge thing in America, people at the forest was like, wow, we got this old mining land. They didn't have any plans to like log it or do anything to the mining land because it just didn't support like that type of natural resources. So like they had this idea to make it in the mountain bike trails. And anyway, nothing ever happened until about 3 years ago. They reapproached it. They started bringing people together from the community, different groups. And so anyway, they rolled out this huge master plan to build 88 miles of new trail. And it's a $12 million project, which includes professional trail builders. It includes new trailheads, which includes like pavement, parking, restrooms. It also includes a new bike path spur to connect into the existing bikeways that goes into Athens and Nelsonville, and eventually we'll go to Belpre. And anyway, through all the different assets of this new trail system, it's going to be a $12 million project. And they've already broke ground by building the first 12 miles of trail. But they were trying to get this funding source from the Athens City transient guest tax, and they needed city council to approve that. So basically that was to help further the funding along. And so anyway, after lots of debate, lots of public support at city council through bikers and other businesses that support it and the runners and everybody, they finally voted yes last night. So that moves the project along, and the prospect of having 88 miles of new trail is great for all of us individually, but I think it's also a huge opportunity for the community because it's going to provide huge amount of tourism dollars. There's all kinds of estimates out there for, from a yearly visitor rate, and all those people that are willing to travel in from out of town to bike, to run, to hike, and to do other things on the trail will be spending money in our economy, and it's desperately needed in Athens and Southeast Ohio. And I think that's why more than just bikers and runners and people that use trails are supporting this project, is because of the economic impact. We want to, like, the people in this project want to make this area a trail destination similar to some other towns like Asheville, North Carolina, or Crested Butte, Colorado, or Moab, Utah. All these places that are known for being trail towns. Like, we want this to be a destination, and 88 miles of trail plus all the other trails in Southeast Ohio is going to make it just out of the world. It's gonna be great.
So to put that in perspective for people, if you've ever run at Stroud's Run State Park in Athens, how many miles of trails are at Stroud's? Like 30 something, right?
Probably not even quite 30. I mean, maybe about 30.
So about 30. So this new trail system, which is about 20 miles north of Athens, 60 miles south of Columbus, is just 88 miles of brand new trails.
And the trails that they've already built are awesome looking already. You know, they're done professionally. It's not gonna be as rugged as like some of the stuff that we like, some of us here like, but it's gonna be smooth, runnable, flowing. You know, the elevation will be similar to like Stroud's Run and Lake Hope and stuff because it's in that same region. But the trails will be completely professionally done, which means it'll drain better. And everyone's just gone about this project the right way, and it's really exciting.
Yeah, I remember reading around in the news about it when after the vote, where they talked about the number of people, the sheer number of people who were at the community, like during the vote, who were there, you know, cheering when it passed unanimously. And they said they just haven't seen that much kind of like support in a single item before in the community in recent years. Yeah,
that's what the city council people, you know, at first when that came up, there was a split on the vote, and then on the day of the actual vote, everyone, it was unanimous 6-0 vote on city council. So they all came around and saw the possibilities.
We got a question already about a Stroud's Bailey trail race.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely going to be opportunities for new trail races. I'll say that.
Sounds like we should expect Southeast Ohio's first 100-miler coming up. Is that what I heard?
I ain't gonna say anything right now.
Well, I actually Tim Crow is voting for the double Shawnee loop. So two Shawnee, 100, 250-mile loops. I know he's been pushing in for it.
Shawnee 108.
Shawnee 108. Do you know how devastating it would be to come up to the lodge after doing the 54 there and having to go right back out and do the whole loop again?
Hey, look, that doesn't even have to be an actual race. Do it. I mean, people do that for Hellgate. I don't remember the woman's name from the Virginia area that did that last year, or she attempted it last year to do double.
Yeah, it's nutty.
Cam Wrench actually told me that he'd crew me if I wanted to go out there over the winter and do it by myself. So I have the support if I want to. I'm not going to do it.
You say he would cream you, or he would
crew me?
Crew you?
Well,
crew you.
A little bit of both.
All right.
Oh, there he is. He's in the chat. He just wanted to confirm it.
Okay. Which one's he in the chat here?
His name.
Oh, who's the other person in this chat? You guys got to introduce yourselves. Who's in the chat right now with us?
Saw Brian Polin earlier. We got Shane. Matt.
Who's Fugo 612?
Tis a mystery.
Mystery. Good for you, Cam. All right. But anyway, I was going to get on a more serious note. But you know, getting back to Bailey's real fast. If there were events, which there will, like that's all in the plan. Like you have to have big events to get major tourism, you know. And so hopefully Southeast Ohio Trail Runners is at the forefront of any trail running events. But obviously, if you want to get numbers, you can't just like put on a big 100-mile race because there'd be like 10 people at a first-year 100-miler. But I think it's definitely the type of trail, like the way the system will be designed, it'll have a lot of opportunities to have like a Thunder Bunny type feel where there's multiple distances. And hopefully, you know, there's going to be like trails set up more for beginner bikers, runners, intermediate, and advanced. And so hopefully, like any type of race there would get pretty big from a number standpoint. So more people is coming into the area, and we can have different levels of races to see people like increase their, you know, go from a smaller race and then increase their way up to a bigger race eventually.
Yeah, I'm going to pull in Nick Voss here and pull out all the cold, hard facts, but it looks like the beginner percentage of miles at the Bailey's Trail is 18%, intermediates 59%, and the advanced would be 23%. So those are the stats.
Yeah, and I can go more in depth on that. So basically what those designations mean is the width of the trail, the grade of the trail, and the amount of stuff they remove from the trail. So like a beginner trail will be a little bit wider. I forget the distances, you know, it'll be like 2 feet wide or whatever. They'll remove like all the rocks and roots and make it a really smooth surface. and then the grade will be really subtle inclines. Whereas the more you go up to that advanced level, they'll leave the rocks and roots. They'll get more steep and they'll be narrower. So that's kind of what those destinations are. And that's what kind of makes this project so cool. Is like all the trails we run on are built like by volunteers, by people that are just wanting to get trails in, and the people that are building these trails know what they're doing. You know, they're literally surveying the land with like surveying equipment to make these proper lines in the woods. So it'll be good for all levels. Like literally, it's not going to like they'll even be like adaptive trails for people to use. You know, with certain handicaps or disabilities. So that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Kind of transitioning, you guys, it's kind of random. Obviously, we asked you to be on the show this week, but you guys all have races this weekend, kind of big time. Nick, aren't you flying back to Ohio tomorrow?
I didn't know that. Nick?
Yeah, I am. I kind of just last minute decided to make a trip to Ohio, and just happened to be Bigfoot, 50K. But I'm not going for the 50K, so I'm just going to do the 20-mile option there. I had a buddy that was supposed to run with me, but he just found out he had a lateral meniscus tear, so he won't be able to make the trip. So I've been kind of cherry picking, looking at the weather, deciding if I'm going to go or not, but I'll probably make it out there.
Well, if you go, Cooper will be there. Mike Cooper.
Oh yeah, I know Coop's always good for it.
It's his race.
Well, he's never won. He's been like second or third like every year.
He's had some good performances there, but there's always been one or two guys that have just really shown up there.
Who beat him last year?
Got beat by 2 people, I think.
Oh, gotcha.
It's always just random people.
Mm-hmm.
So Travis and Michael, you guys are both racing in Virginia this weekend. You guys are both doing the Hellgate 100K. How are you guys prepping for that? Obviously, Michael, you ran JFK 50 a couple weeks ago, and Travis, you crushed a 50K as well a couple weeks back. So how are you guys mentally ready, gearing up for that race?
Travis, go ahead.
We'll be like Nick, and we'll say it's weather dependent as well.
Yeah, I mean, I might just get there and not even run.
No, I don't know. I mean, I think I feel all right. I know the weather's not going to be really helping us out. Right now, it's looking to be about 34 and rainy the whole time with a midnight start. So the coldest weather is going to be sometime around start and the first 6 hours. So hopefully just trying to stay warm, run a smart race. I don't know. I haven't gotten this far. I haven't ran very well. I mean, this year hasn't been, anything spectacular for me. I've had a lot of things going on, so just hope to have a smart, healthy race and finish, and hopefully running consistent does well for me. I'm not going to try and kill myself, especially with, I think, how the conditions are going to be this weekend. I think if I run smart, it should still put me pretty far up there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is the proper way to prepare for a mountain race, but I ran JFK 3 weeks ago, which is a flat, fast, quicker turnover race, and then I've ran like 4 times since that day. So tip my hand here, tip my cards. If anybody's running Hellgate, it's either a good thing or a bad thing. Hopefully it's a good thing. But my calves just got really sore after JFK, and I just was trying to get my calves to loosen up. So anyway, but yeah, like Travis said, like I'm going to treat this sort of like the run we did a few years ago at the Shining Forest, like the Comedian Adventure 54-mile run that we did. Whereas we took that really easy, but like from a I don't want to go that slow, but I'm not going to like race it from the gun, like going all out, because this race can eat you alive and you can literally freeze your eyeballs off. And those are the types of things compared to like JFK that I'll be focusing on. It's just like being smart, because if you get cold at the middle of the night in the mountains of Virginia, there's no coming back from it. So I'll be just trying to have a good time in the mountains. I love this area and I love Dr. Horton. And so I I've been looking forward to doing Hellgate for 8 years, and I've finally got a chance to do it. So it should be fun.
I'll be carrying probably 2 or 3 extra trash bags with me, some Ziploc bags, all that emergency.
You should get some of those
Fireball.
hand warmers.
I'll probably have Fireball and hand warmers with me as well.
Stuff them in your socks.
Yeah,
definitely.
I got a bold prediction for your guys' race.
Oh shoot!
You guys are either gonna go 1-2, or you're both gonna DNF.
Wait. They're both gonna DNF when they're in first and second place, kind of like a Shawnee.
Wait, what? I didn't run Shawnee.
Mohican. Excuse me. Different race.
Well, hey, that'd be fine because I was still in first place at mile 66, so that's all I have to do is 66 miles. But yeah, I mean the weather is not going to be on our side. It's going to be, the weather's reported to be 34, like I said, but that's just in the town. Once you get up at 4,000 feet from there, it was in the 20s today. The access road was closed, so it's definitely not going to be great weather. So it's just about running a smart race, not going too hard where you're sweating and freezing later, but just staying consistent enough to keep your body warm, not sweat too much, and kind of just fuel right.
And it's gonna be raining the whole time too, so nothing better than cold and rain.
Yeah, it sounds brutal. I'm looking at the entrance list right now. It seems like we have a couple of Regeneration Nation members that stick out to me. Amanda DeBevick will be there. Shannon Howell, familiar name. Bethany Patterson, Jennifer Russo, Anita Zapatella. So the women's field seems to be pretty loaded. On the men's side, obviously you guys are there, and I'm trying to scroll through the names right now, but it looks like it'll be a pretty exciting race to keep up with. I was debating on going to it, but I don't think I want to make it down there.
So Dr. Horton did send out the seed list. Did you guys see the seed list?
We're looking at a list that's just in straight order, and Travis is last by sheer name, just name.
Well, that's usually where I end up.
That's the seed he got too, because
120.
Is that only 120? Is that the entrant size?
Yeah, this one says 120 on the men's side and 30 on the female side.
So
it was 100 men and 50 women is what I saw.
So I'll name off the seeds here. So the top females are Kelly McDonald, number 1 female seed, Alondra Moody, and Bethany Patterson, Shannon Howe are that's the top 4 seeds on the women's side. The top men's seed, I got the target on my back with the 1 seed. Michael DeBova is the 2nd seed. He's a Charlottesville guy. He's I don't know if he's won this race, but he's definitely done really well. And then Travis was the 3rd seed. So 2 Ohio guys in the top 3. And then this guy named Mike McMonagle. He's from Salt Lake City. You probably know him, Nick. You know everybody out there. And then you got the locals that are always up in there. So Chris Roberts, John Anderson. So it's going to be a good race.
Frank.
Is he? Yeah. Oh yeah, Frankie Gonzalez, the big tank.
Yeah. So don't want to make a mistake. There's strong runners. So run smart, stay warm.
I will see you there, Travis.
I might forget your gloves.
Travis, you got another Worthington competitor.
Yeah, Adam. He lives down the street.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, I've never actually met the guy. He actually lives in my neighborhood.
Keegan in the chat asked, he's hoping that Michael reveals his secret strategy to fueling a race on chocolate milk. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I mean, 18 grams of protein, 20, 30 grams of sugar. I mean, I drink that stuff the entire race.
Chocolate milk and Coca-Cola.
Yeah, it's a good mix. I usually try to do it right after each other.
He also asked, why doesn't Michael?
That's how you know. That's how you know Mike's in trouble, is if he chugs like half a 2-liter of Coke at
No,
an aid
that's a good.
station.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
Yeah, he
That's
did
a good sign because I
Right,
just
right.
I like Travis was like 5 minutes from me, and I chugged the bottle, and then I was like 12 minutes ahead of him. So, like Sonic boost.
That was probably because it was a flat section.
Yeah, and I'm way faster than Travis. Everyone knows that.
We'll see. One of these days.
Yeah, it was kind of deflating at like Grindstone because I'd come into aid stations and Nick and Aaron, your wife, would be there, and they were like giving me the stink eye, and like I was just trying to like enjoy my day, but they were just like they were rooting for you, and like I was like, hey, I know you guys. That's what it is, though.
That's the
I
fun.
think Doc Horton was rooting for Travis too.
No, he was not. Horton loves me.
He told me to slow down out of an aid station.
See, he's on my side.
Yeah, he was dropping physiology knowledge, saying that it's a really bad idea to sprint out of an aid station after you've eaten a lot of calories, because you need the blood to go to your gut and not to your muscles. So when you start sprinting out of an aid station, it goes away from your gut to those muscles in your legs. So
never knew that.
Hot tip from Horton.
Old Horton. That's good. That's a good tip. I like that.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the video that who was it, John Anderson put out about Hellgate?
The his Hellgate song
Last year.
He put out a new one.
Oh. Is Horton in it this year?
I don't think so. No. Wait, I don't know. I didn't watch the last few minutes.
I don't think he's in it.
No, he was last year though.
Last year's was funny.
It was.
Yeah, if you guys haven't checked that out, definitely like go on Facebook and type in like John Anderson Hellgate 100K video, like 12 days to Hellgate or something, and watch the video. It's very funny, very, very funny.
I'll just have him sing it for me on the trail.
It's not
I
a
hope
bad
he's
idea.
watching. He'll be far behind you. Don't worry.
I don't know. I was with him for the first 5 miles at Grindstone.
Yeah. No, he's real strong.
Yeah, and he's ran this race like every time. So Fugo 612 said flashback to the 2018 Radar Hill Chocolate Milk Challenge.
Yeah, that was devastating.
It was a pretty good day.
Yeah, great.
I still watch that video occasionally, and it's not great. Not great. I'm pretty disappointed in my performance. I'd like to maybe get a rematch.
Well, I was just going to say, not even to you, Wes, like you're not even invited, but if anyone wants to challenge me, anyone out there in the Radar Hill Chocolate Milk Challenge, I'll do any amount of milk, any amount of distance, any amount of climbs, chocolate milk, running, racing.
So I know this got brought up, I want to say a year and a half ago, maybe a year ago. But, I think we should put this out to the Ridge Runner group or Strava post. Something, it would probably be hosted in Athens, but some type of event will establish a handicap before, where it's got to be some type of radar uphill, downhill, whether that involves chocolate milk or something along those lines. A 1 mile, one mile around a track, whether that involves, eating tacos or drinking beers. Basically food run challenges that'll have 3 separate events between a 1 mile track, up and down radar, and what we got to think of one other one. But I know there was something in the works a little bit ago where we were just randomly joking around talking about it. Never actually happened, but I think something like that would be a fun spring into summer challenge.
I'm down.
Yeah, the third one maybe could do an urban style where it's just get point to point, not even worrying about there's no like distinct method or a course, but you can jump over anything, run around, or whatever you need to do to get there. Might be interesting.
Like
Just don't get hit by cars. That would be the goal.
City trails. They actually had something like that. There wasn't the handicap aspect, but the bike club in Athens had something like that, where there was like separate events all throughout the day, and you had to carry an egg with you at some point. You know, on some part of your body, you had to carry an egg, and the goal was to not break it. And then, you know, I don't know what else was part of that event, but I always thought that was weird.
Yeah, some type of token.
Yeah.
Shane was mentioning hot dogs. I'm all in for hot dogs.
Those are gross.
Travis, I know, is all about it too.
I'll do heads of lettuce.
All right, Peter Cottontail. What are you laughing at, Nick? You're a meat eater.
Hey, I have not had any meat since Saturday morning, I think.
Oh, that's a lie.
No, dead serious.
What are you, dating a vegan or something?
No. Just trying to be like Travis.
Yeah, aren't we all?
It's a rough life.
I had meat about 30 minutes ago, so I'm doing good.
Yeah, it's a couple hours for me.
I have tried to cut out my fast food intake lately, though, but ate somewhere today, so I digress.
Canes, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I was in Lancaster today. But don't you guys notice when you're at Raising Cane's how like 8 out of the 10 people that walk into Raising Cane's are probably over the age of 60? Like, what's up with old people in Raising Cane's? Like, it's a young, hip store, but old people love it. Like, I think they just capitalize on a sweet, unhidden, like a hidden market. That's awesome. Good for Cane's.
It might have just been the Lancaster Canes.
Yeah, Lancaster.
Yeah, and I felt out of place.
They just put one up in Cleveland, actually, like near a college town, and it's like going crazy there, obviously. So,
oh yeah,
Clevelanders are now loving Cane's up by me, sir.
Best fried chicken out there.
Wait, what about Popeyes?
Nah, gross.
Snuck some beef jerky into your kale smoothie. That's what Fugo says you might have been doing.
I still don't know who Fugo is.
I think he said Miles.
Oh yeah, it's Miles from trail running.
No way.
Yeah. He sent me a text.
Shout out to Miles. That's awesome.
So, got all of Bridgewater Nation here.
We got a lot of questions about 2020 races. Anyone got any things on the calendar yet?
I might have one or two. I know I'm going to sprinkle in some early 50Ks. I love my spring 50Ks just to warm up the legs, get them ready for, whatever might be happening. Got what's that half marathon you put on, Mike? I'm running Iron Furnace.
Yep, that's it. You love cherry picking.
That's a great one. I don't think that's going to be cherry picking. James isn't going to be much issue, but I think Alex Gold, who's running that, should be a pretty stiff competition there.
Jimmy Fox.
I said you don't need to worry about him.
That's true.
Seed him fifth. I think I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet. We're going to see how Hellgate goes. But I might be going back to Georgia to race this year. I'm thinking about Cruel Jewel. Again, we're going to see how this weekend goes. See if I've heard some just terrible things about Cruel Jewel. Terrible in a good way, I guess, but terrible in a way that, you really contemplate why you even run, because it is a very, very difficult race.
Keegan Rathkamp in the group chat just said he will be at Iron Furnace. Bring it on.
There we go. I don't know. I mean, I've seen. I know Keegan's pretty fast. We'll have to. I don't know if I can even win anyway with Alex there. But I don't know how much trail experience Keegan has. Not that Iron Furnace is all that technical.
He'll be in the top 5 seed.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, what's on your calendar?
Well, I like to race a lot, so I got a lot on the calendar. But I think the one that sticks out the most is Promised Land. Really excited to get back down there. I know you guys are all thinking about or trying to get down there too. But yeah, it'd be cool to see if we can get like 25 or 30 Ohio people down there.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I'll be at that one too.
Me too.
Wes, you too?
I don't know about that one. I'll be at Mount Mitchell. That's when I'm starting my year off. So starting my year at Mount Mitchell, and then hopefully get transitioning back into Ohio's Backyard Ultra. So those are my 2 races to kind of kick off the year.
And then I'll probably run 3 races like I did this year.
What are those 3 races going to be?
I don't know yet. Mount Mitchell and Promised Land are on the schedule, or I am registered for those races. So, well, no, not Promised Land because it's not open yet, but I will register for Promised Land. And possibly Leadville. Leadville is like the 100 miler that I might try to run, and maybe others.
You want to like tip your cap a little bit? What are the other ones to that?
Well, I mean, it's just like I'll find out if I get into Leadville, and then I'll make a choice, But like ideally, I'd go out west and run something in the mountains, like Bighorn, Bear. I don't know, something like that.
Keegan's really worried about your Strava feed.
Oh, my Strava feed?
Yeah. Very concerned.
Yeah, it should be. That means I'm not running. No, I'm just joking. I just wanted to do the anti-trendy thing and get off Strava. Except for when I race.
Yeah, no training, just comes out of nowhere.
That's a West move.
Yeah, kind of.
Mike does it a little more successfully.
Yeah, I'll only hold the place in a race for 22 miles, and then everything blows up.
Wes doesn't actually ghost runs. He just doesn't do runs, and then goes in races.
Or decides to run them later after the race has already ended, like Columbus.
Exactly. Exactly. Alrighty, guys. Well, it's been about 45 minutes or so. So maybe we wrap it up over the next couple minutes. Ridge Nation, if you guys got any final questions in the chat for our 3 guests here and John, if you guys want to add anything, you guys are also can have the floor.
Yeah, when's everybody going to bed tonight?
Well, we got some rundown stuff to do.
John's got some rundown stuff to do. I will be going to bed shortly.
It's far past my bedtime.
That's what I was wondering. Wesley, you are not going to bed within the next 2 hours. Guaranteed.
I am going to try.
Nick, it's like 2:49 or
2:49. Wrong.
7:49.
Not quite that far.
I was trying to subtract.
Yeah, I haven't even had dinner yet. So.
Yeah. What's for dinner?
Gonna have some grilled cheese and tomato soup.
That's no meat. Yeah.
No meat.
Good for you.
From scratch.
Alrighty, guys. Well, I'm going to ask you some final questions here, kind of just like wrap everything up. These are kind of random, so we'll just go with it. If you were a dinosaur, what kind of dinosaur would you be?
Whichever one eats the most meat.
I'm going to go with, what's that little thing that looks like a turtle but has a sharp pointy tail on it? I don't even know what it is.
Like Petrie off of Land Before Time?
Possibly.
Sounds like him.
Yeah, I'm going to go with something like that. I only know like 4 dinosaur names. But, I mean, we all know velociraptors are actually just tiny turkeys with feathers. Yeah, so I wanna say something like that. It's got the shell, but also that spiky tail. Can't remember it.
Nick.
I'm taking the pterodactyl, the flying dinosaur.
John.
No idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nick on the pterodactyl.
That one would be pretty cool, but I can't pick the same thing you guys picked. So,
Like ordering the same thing as somebody at a restaurant. Never do that.
Can I have the same thing that person did?
I thought Travis would want to be the brontosaurus, so he could reach up high for all the
I was
leaves.
thinking that. I didn't want to like, put myself in a hole. I was already in a hole. Needed to dig myself out a little bit. That would have been just too cliche.
That's awesome. What is the coolest thing you've ever been for Halloween? I know, Michael, you've been a couple cool things in the past couple of years.
I don't know. Not really. What have I been?
Shaggy?
What was I this year?
Homeless?
No.
Baker Mayfield?
You guys don't remember?
Do not remember.
That was Michelangelo, man.
That's right.
But back in college, I was Quail Man. That was probably my most memorable one.
Nice.
I was Kool-Aid-Man one year. That was pretty good.
Travis, you were a pretty good Captain Planet.
Yeah, I've been Captain Planet. That was a good one. I think my best one though. For everybody that doesn't know this, which I think most people do, I work in transportation and logistics. About 5 years ago, I was Thomas the Tank Engine, and that was a really, really legit costume. I won my work holiday costume contest by a landslide, we should say.
Nice. That's good.
That's awesome. Yeah, for me, it's Tiger Woods. It's just the go-to. It's the classic.
How many times have you been Tiger Woods?
Twice. I've already got the costume locked and loaded for next year too. So
locked and loaded.
All right, we'll do one more question here. These are just ridiculous.
You find these on some BuzzFeed page?
No, I'm actually going through your Instagram, trying to find some captions here. Alrighty.
Did Nick ever answer the last question or what?
Yeah,
Oh,
Nick.
no. So my best costume, kind of similar to Wes's, I was Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec, just mustache, wearing the red polo, which if you watch the show, Ron Swanson only wears the red polo one specific time, and that is the morning after he gets laid.
Well, it's good.
Legendary.
I don't think that's why Tiger wears the red polo.
No, he definitely wears a battery.
Because he would.
Could be.
Never mind.
Alrighty, well, let's get back to a running related question for the last one. If you guys could run in any destination and with any person, who would it be and where would you run with them?
That's all Nick.
Well, I got to say, probably my boy Barack Obama. And it'd probably be pretty cool to run just around the mall in Washington, D.C. with him. Pick his brain a little.
Dang. It's good.
I like it.
I'd probably run with John Muir in Yosemite.
Travis?
Man, you guys got me here. Like, I could think of 100 people I'd love to run with that I know are actual runners, and you guys just both blew my mind by thinking so far outside of the box here. Any person in the world. I'm gonna have to save this one for next time you
Well,
have me on.
I know Travis's answer. He'd like to run with Michael Owen at Hellgate in 2 days.
I've ran with that person way too many times.
That's the truth.
He won't be able to keep up though.
Yeah, probably not.
Bless
I don't
you.
know if that's talking about me with him or him with me.
Could go either way.
Yeah. I'll have to ponder that one. It's about an hour and a half past my bedtime. My brain's not working on work pace anymore.
Cool. Yeah, we'll get your response and we'll get you back on the show to kind of talk things out again. John, do you want to give your answer?
It's a tough one. There's so many people. I think I would really be interesting to run with either maybe like an Elon Musk or Nikola Tesla, and kind of pick their brains about how they come up with the weird stuff they come up with. And then where would I do it? I don't think that really matters, but maybe in the mountains, probably in Colorado somewhere, like Pikes Peak area.
Okay, John, serious question for you. Did you like the Tesla truck?
Truckla? Oh, no, I like the Truckla one. The Tesla truck, the Cybertruck, I don't know. I'm indifferent about it. But I think, like someone else said, I think they said we'll see what actually comes out on the market when they, actually make it.
Definitely. I don't really have a great answer here. I was just kind of stalling myself. I'd probably just pick some sports athlete that's not a runner, like LeBron James or some other ball sport athlete, and we just run in Oregon together. So that'd be my place.
Why not one of your lacrosse players?
I could run with one of them. They're pretty cool too.
Yeah.
Any ball sport player. So
is lacrosse a ball sport? I forget.
Lacrosse is a ball sport. So it's like ping pong and basketball and all this other bowling,
yeah,
putt,
ping pong,
billiards,
cricket.
All the sports that I'm better at. You keep naming all the ball sports, and that's the ones that I'm better than you at.
Where does curling fall into? That's not technically a ball sport, right?
That's got to be a disc sport,
nope.
Right?
Flat bottom.
Yeah, it's got to be considered like a disc golf. Like that'd be in the same category, right?
No, like hockey, like
puck sports. Sports
hockey.
With ice.
Alrighty, Annie in the comments said, I feel like I'm a part of history, the first ever live Ridge Runners. Thanks for being with us, Annie. It's awesome that Ridge Runner Nation was able to join us tonight for our first ever live show. If you're watching after the fact, join us. We'll be doing these. We'll post the time in advance more frequently. We don't have a set schedule yet, but we'll be getting those out to you guys shortly. So as always, I'm your host, Wesley Harton.
I'm John Dolovecki.
Michael.
Are we saying goodbye? All right.
Yeah.
I'm Michael Owen. See you guys next time, maybe.
Nick and Travis.
See you guys.
See you guys.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.